Hey everybody, how's it going? Thanks for stopping by and checking out my cool stuff. Today we're going to take a tour through all of my video disc collection and even a couple of my players. We're going to probably start right here in my living room since that's where we are right now. Then we'll go into my room and we'll check out my other three shelves, plus I got a shelf under my television. Everything I have is sorted according to release company, so that's why everything seems organized, I guess. Most people just, they put it in alphabetical order, or they just have their own way of doing however they organize things, but early on, somehow I just ended up organizing them by release artist, or release company, I should say. I don't know if it's because I have a photographic kind of memory or what, but I basically decided to organize them in this way, and they still aren't that hard to find when I'm looking for a movie. So on top of, you know, it being organized in a way that I can remember, which I guess is the main point, it's also the way it looks. When you look at the whole collection, you can see that there's some kind of order. For the most part, all the caddies with handle cutouts are together. All the ones that don't have cutouts are probably next to them or later on. And a lot of cases, most of the discs I have from a particular release company are all without the handle cutout. So, you know, that, and it reflects. So, you know, I didn't know specifically that that was how it was going to end up. You know, not everything lines up perfectly. Nothing is in actual numerical order, save for one or two parts of my collection. But on the whole, everything is more or less organized to the point where it could be found if you just know what the disc looks like and who the release artist is. So yeah, that works for me. I'm not saying that works for everybody, but I kind of just gravitated towards that way of doing it, and I like it. I actually am going to make a card catalog so I can have all of my titles in alphabetical order, but it'll just be in the card catalog, and when you are trying to find a disc, you know, you find it alphabetically, and then it will tell you what shelf to look in and approximately where it's located. I guess it's kind of like the Dewey Decimal System, but not really. So without further ado, let's get this show started. Okay, so here we are in the living room. You can see my SJT 300 and my Toshiba VP 550. In this shelf we have on the left side, from left to right, anywhere from United Artists, New World Pictures, the older 20th Century Fox RCAs, to RKO, Filmways, Charter, Video America, Orion. My Thorn EMIs are in here. New World Video. There's only so many of each, so they all seem to just kind of fit in one pile and into this cubby, I guess. So that's why they all ended up here. And on the right side is strictly Warner and Warner Brothers. They just they all fit, you know, in that one spot, so they all ended up there. And this is technically the living room shelf, I guess you'd call it, out of the 4 shelves that I have with discs that I am actually considering watching, because I have a lot more than that, and a lot of them are just films that I don't have any time to even consider watching. So one of the things about my collection is the discs that you're going to see are films that I want to watch, or I was intrigued to watch, or it was suggested to me, or, you know, I just like the cover art, and that alone is what intrigued me to watch the movie. So, you know, bear in mind that when you see the collection, that I don't own every disc, but I own a lot, and not all of what I own is in my collection, because I don't have the space. So keep that in mind. Alright, so on this shelf we got on the top row, the whole top row is actually stereo, although it looks like it's half mono and stereo. The top left is actually all of my stereo releases that came in a white caddy near the end of production. They were just throwing them in whatever they had, and that's one of the oddities that I like, so I kept those ones separate. And to the right is all my stereo music. So let's go down to the next row. Alright. This row is basically all my cartoons. From left to right is my Black Caddy Disneys, followed by all the other Disneys, and then just all the other cartoons. There's a ton to list. Anything from Woody Woodpecker to Looney Tunes, Jack and the Beanstalk, Dot and the Bunny, Dot and the Kangaroo, The Devil and Daniel Mouse, etc. Also, I have some stereo cartoons, Tubby the Tuba, The Wizard of Oz, Fraggle Songs. I also have 3 DTV music discs. And just to fill in a spot, I have my RCA service data. I got it for G players, 75, 100, and 250, J players, 90 to 400, K models too, VP 2000 and VDR 3000. Just some of the manuals that I have. And then to the right of that is all of my other slash specialty slash preview discs, extremely rare, very rare discs. I got a PAL disc in there too. It's Cliff Richard music, whatever, he's British. I got a couple service test discs, service alignment discs. I got one. It says it's a service alignment disc, but it's actually Charlie Daniels. I got a Catch the Wave to Kona Coast 84, 84 video systems. I don't know, a couple random ones in there. I didn't know what else to do with. Great movie stunts and making of Raiders of the Lost Ark, stuff like that. So our bottom shelf here is basically, I got another manual there just taking up space. That's just for the SFT 100. From left to right is basically all the James Bonds. Basically from here over is James Bond. I got oh, excuse me. That's James Bond. This is Star Trek. You know, I got all my Elvises are in there. All my Cheech and Chong movies in there. Basically any movie where there's the same person throughout a bunch of different similar movies, I threw all those in there. And then the cube to the right is basically all of the discs I have in cellophane. I've had more throughout the years, but some of them I opened because I couldn't find them, you know, for a better deal or whatever. Like Robin Williams I had in cellophane. I opened it, enjoyed it. A couple other ones, a few other ones, couple 2-disc ones, but they all just, I kept all of those together. I'll probably never open all these ones. But again, they're organized just like all my other discs, where all of the title release companies are all, you know, together. So, alright, and this shelf is basically just all my stereo movies on the top row. And they're all organized just like all of my mono discs, just there's a lot less of them, so it's more compressed looking. So they're all organized the same way. You know, MGM UA's together, Warner's together, Fox's together, etc. And then the bottom row is basically everything that's RCA, whatever RCA owned and they wasn't put out under any other label is just RCA. There is a little exclave of discs from Paramount that ended up in there. I just don't have anywhere else right now to dedicate to that, so they just ended up in there. But basically all of the bottom row is just RCA releases of some type or another. There's a lot of black and white movies in there, monos. I'm pretty sure the Dirty Dozen down there is in mono, which also right above it is in stereo. So there's a lot of good movies in there too. Just they are all RCA, so they are all stuck together. And coincidentally, very few of them have no handle cutout. A majority of them have the handle cutout, so they are definitely older discs. So yep, that's this shelf. Alright, this is the next shelf here. This one is probably the most visual as far as what it looks like when you put alike discs together by Release Company. The top shelf, going from left to right, is basically, it starts 20th Century Fox and then it goes to CBS Fox, which are more in the middle. And then just before that third shelf on the right is where the MGM-UAs start. And the MGM-UAs are actually in order numerically. They have a number on the what would be top if you saw the orientation in the shelf. And I had just enough of those where I just decided to put them in number order. Probably a lot of the other discs that have numbers on them will more or less go in order in the future. I don't know, I might break it down even further, but the second row of shelves on the bottom, starting from the left, are the RCA Columbias and then Columbia. The RCA Columbias have just that brownish colored spine to them and the red outline, and the later ones are more picture oriented. In the middle is my MCAs and embassies. I don't have many embassies, but the ones that I do have, they all look pretty good. So that's why they're all kind of shoved in the middle there. And then on the right, even starting in the cube before it, is my Vestrons. I like the Vestrons because their company was based in Connecticut, and there's also some pretty good movies. And later on, I guess near the end of their production, they went from the black handle with the handle cutout caddy with the rainbow around the picture to full color caddies. So in the end of the shelf there, that's why there's a lot of different colored caddies with no handle cutout. I guess that was Vestron's deal once the auto-load players became a lot more prevalent. So that's this shelf, and we'll move on to the next one.